Top of morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku was or became the Lord of the Nomus. And yeah, so in this What If is more of a how we got or how he became a Nomu Lord, like Lord of the Nomus. So let's begin. I'm also adding Zumi into this What If so to keep things balanced with the canon version of My Hero Academia that is already over. So yeah, I was thinking, yeah. So let's begin. And Zuko and Zumi been born, and yeah, Zuko ends up or so at age of 4, the Quirk Doctor tells, or so they were at the Quirk Doctor. So at age of 4, the Quirk Doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk, and Zuko, you do not have a quirk. And there's a reason. Because in this alternate timeline, there is tier lists. There's quirkless, quirked, and supers or abilities. So basically, Zuko is in that category of super abilities. Because his abilities is so powerful that even no one knows about it. He has the entire planet, or no, he has the entire universe. Yeah, with so much power that Zuko has. But he's a nice guy. He treats his own, or he doesn't treat anybody as a, like how Bakugo is, like sees everybody as second ranked. And yeah. So, yeah, Zuko is a lot more, like, caring person. Like, not caring, or not that word I'm trying to say, that is where the person tells the other person that, oh, you do not have, let me see your messenger thing. Not that kind of person that Zuko is. He's more of a, hey, let's hang out, play video games all day type of guy. Because he doesn't see anyone. Plus, he did tell Zumi that if I did add quirk, Zumi, none of you would be in my shadows. I would always be there for you. So, yeah. So Bakugo, yeah. So everybody makes fun of him, including his girlfriend at the time is Ochako. And yeah, she gets, yeah, because at the beginning, like at age of 3, she used to love him. But then at age of 4 came around, she now starts making fun of him for being quirkless and yeah. But no one knows about his true powers. The only person that knows it is Zuko himself. So he hides his true abilities. Because he doesn't see he doesn't see anybody with anyone. So the yeah. So he goes to quirkless school. He joins a gym, like basically works out. And he also went to the quirks training, basically. What it means is basically you get paid, or no, actually, when you go to the quirk training, you have to pay to get in, and yeah, so Zuko paid to get in, but there was nobody around because Zuko already did all of his classes, did all of everything. He's just now relaxed. He does show up when, in, like, basically before, or in the mornings. So, Zuko doesn't need to have anyone to be with him. So, what does Zuko do? He activates his powers, and he immediately, his threatening aura, like his powers, destroyed the entire, like it bleeped out of existence. That's how powerful Zuko is. And yeah, it was like a big explosion. As Zuko hides. And because he had enough power to level yeah. So he's like, dang. So what does he do after that? Because he was training, he created himself a gloves that are tootling. Similar to Bakugo's hero costume, but he only wears it as a accessories. Because, yeah, Zuko was powerful. He made him. So he went. Gosh dang. He made the. So he registered not as a weirdo, but he went to. He actually went to UA at age of 15. But hold on, Shazzy's having me. My watch is, yeah. So, yeah, I'm doing good. So yes. So the Suzuku who went to UA in the support course because he loves to fix stuff up. As he knows every technology. As Gears Pro Hero says, why do you always wear those gloves around? Well, I mean, it's much more complicated. And as he takes out a battery, see, my powers, or actually, he doesn't say powers, he just says they randomly produce the batteries. Like how that student, I believe her name is Momo, who does. Wow. But they didn't tell them that Zuko. No one knows about the. I'm having issues with my watch, so yeah, so Zuko ends up basically was at the support course to see how, and because how powerful he is, he doesn't want anyone to figure out why he's so relaxed all the time. Him too. So a time skip to All Might versus All for One. Because, Zuko did promise Zumi that he'll always be there, no matter what. So, what does Zuko do? He snaps his fingers, and all the villains from the USJ just disappeared, including the Nomu, whom the only two people that were left were Shiraki-sen and Kirigiri. As everybody's like, man, what just happened? It feels like someone just used their quirk on them. So, Suzuku ends up working 3 times as hard. And, so Zuko does work like 10 times harder than average. So now he can basically, So he walks over, a time skip to All Might versus All for One. All Might was down, injured, but not out. So, All Might says, All for One There, so All Might was down, injured, and All for One says, "Any last words, nerd?" Before, as a voice comes out, "I do. Who have some few words to say?" Who said that? As All Might, as he turned around, or no, turns to his left, where a cameraman was. But then he gets hit in the face or chest, where All Might, he literally jumps over, or runs and jumps and kicks All for One, sending him flying through buildings. As he says, I haven't used my true powers yet. So, yeah. As Zuko says, I just wanted to have some fun. I heard that when my sister got kidnapped, that really got me fired up. Because no one should ever hurt my friends. So yeah, Zuko ends up teleporting. Like, he ran so fast. It looks like he was teleporting. And he landed right in front of All for One's. And All for One was in his prime, first of all. As All for One looks at Zuko with despair, as he can't believe this kid, he could sense and that Zuko was born with so much power. You're more powerful than anyone I ever seen before, Zuko. Or whoever you are. My name's Zuko Midoriya, the big brother of Zumi that you kidnapped. So I'm repaying the favor of killing you. As All for One scared out of his mind. Let's go to somewhere quietly. How do you feel about the desert? As he teleports Herns to the desert. Or let's say, or not the desert, I meant abandoned islands where, far away from Japan. As Zuko used his own power, you know why that I don't see any of my friends as the ones should be second ranked. I see them as my family. We all stay together. As Zuko's power grew, and now he let it go. And when he did, it caused a massive explosion that killed All for One. Like, basically, aka one shot All for One. And like, Anime explosion. No. Explosion. Yeah. So that's what it was. It destroyed All for One. Hun. Yeah. It destroyed All for One and the entire island as the big explosion ocean just straight up kaboom. Yeah. As he did take off his gloves before. And you know what All for One sees? Sorry. So, All for One didn't see Zuko standing there. He sees this. It was, before he died. As all Zuko says, now perish. Kaboom! Yeah. And, it was so powerful that and it was so loud that it could be heard around the entire world. But somehow, Zuko, so let's go back to Inko's reaction to hearing that big explosion. As she can't believe she did see her son, and yeah, she thought Zuko was dead. But then, so her reaction is she can't believe that her own son sacrificed his own life. But something else happened out of it. It took away everyone's quirks and powers, except for Zuko's. So basically, now everyone was quirkless. Everyone was is no longer able to use their quirks. So Kirigiri, he went back to Cloud Boy. The Shiraki-sen lost his quirk. Everybody lost their powers. Like the quirk doctor predicted that but they could exchange. They're now immortal. So All Might was basically dead and gone. All the quirks were gone. And the only person that they thought was dead was Zuko. But then Zuko is like that Hulk. Remember that one scene where Avengers Assemble cartoon where the Hulk ran so fast and he like lets the his nuclear powers just explode on Hyperion. Not not in the sussy way, but the if you have seen the cartoons thing, he goes like something among the lines of hold on of I have to get something off my chest. Ah, kaboom! Yeah, knocking Hyperion out. Yeah, that kind of scene. I forget what episode it was. It was like Speed Demon. Yeah. So, yeah. Suka does has yeah. So he basically is so powerful. So when he came back, he woke up from his nap as he like, oh, okay. As they, yeah. So everyone was back or was finding this weird and as Zumi lost her quirk, she also lost her brother. That's what she thought was. But then the but she remembers the words heard from her own brother that he'll always be with her all the time. No matter if he was quirkless or quirked. Or yeah. So they put up a burial and Suku did get up from his nap as he walks underwater. Like he literally walks from where the abandoned island was all the way to Japan. And yeah. And it was a pretty much he got to there in about 3 days after. Because he was running or he was walking with the fishes. As he did tell himself that the next time yeah. So then everybody was like normal because of he took away everyone's quirks and powers. So yeah. So All Might lost his embers of One for All. Zumi lost both of her quirks. And her brother that makes her more sad and depressed. Toga lost her quirk and her pain. As Toga was, as she can't believe that she was cured from it. As she's more happy now. And stuff like that happened. So after he comes out of water, he does sorry. He does come back as he surely, or when Sashi went to a normal job because of the quirks are now out of existence. And Zuko, so Inko stays at home, and she's depressed about she lost her powers and her quirks. Her powers and her son during that explosion. Zuko sacrificed his own life to save everybody. But then a weird knock on a door spooked her as funny enough, a Zuko Midoriya. Or so she walks up to the front door, opens it, and she sees in shock of Zuko Midoriya. Unscathed, or no, actually, says, "Hey, Mom, what's up?" As Zuko still had his powers, like, because how powerful he is. When, like, as Inko, like, hugs him, like, straight up tackles him. As she can't believe that her own son is back from the dead. You thought that explosion could kill me? Please. And you're not using your quirks. Yeah, but the thing though, we all lost our quirks because of that explosion. But yeah, so Zuko caused it. So, and he didn't tell them that he can undo the. And here's a brutal part I was gonna add, but I might just like cut it out from it. But the brutal part was he can bring everybody's powers, quirks back, but in exchange, he has to rip out his own heart and crush it. And his blood, it will cause explosion. As, yeah, Zuko says, you know what's weird? What? As he says, what? As Inko says, well, I can give you all back your powers, actually. But exchange, I have to give up my own life in order to do that. As when he said that, where's Inko's reaction? As she can't believe that he would rather... He cares about everybody. As this is her reaction when she heard that he'll probably die again. So then, yeah. So she forbids it because she doesn't want to see her son die in her arms. Azuku's whom says, yeah. So, yeah. But Zumi came home and Sashi, but they were surprised about how happy Inko is. Zuko went to showers before, and he got dressed. And he told, actually Asashi's like, why are you so happy? We lost our son and our powers. Yeah. Azuku just came out after after his shower. Who lost what? As everybody, the Asashi, Asashi and Zumi looked at Zuko's and both of them went up and hugged Zuko tightly, as they can't believe that he's still alive. So now we just lost our powers we lost our powers. Yeah. So, but I'll happily to do that. Give you back your powers. But exchange for me to use it is exchange for I have to give up my own life. As when when Zumi and Asashi heard that if Zuko had to use his powers to bring back everyone else's quirks, but of exchange, he has to die. As Inko, so Zuko did, and so they don't want to see him die again. But Zuko, so let's say one night, Zuko, who activates his powers to bring, as he uses his powers to bring everybody back, or bring everybody to have their powers, quirks back. So what did Zuko do? So before after he sacrificed his own life, or actually aka he basically stabs him right through the chest, pulls out his heart and he crushes it. As Zuko's as explosion of Zuko's body, or as his chest was wide open, but the beam of light shoots out of Zuko's chest. It was during a night when everyone was asleep except for Zuko, because, yeah. So, when Zuko did that, then everyone got their quirks back, their powers back. And Zuko was just laying there. His eyes rolled back of his head, and quietly he says, "Goodbye, Zumi." As the next morning, Inko and Asashi, when Asashi used his fire breath for a first time, he's like, our powers are back. And as Zumi went into Zuko's room to see if he was still sleeping, but he wasn't there. So then when she walked outside, or she walked into the garage, or no, actually she went out out back. Zuko, she finds her brother sacrificed his own life to return every quirk back to the user. So, as Zumi ran across with tears coming down her face, as she could not believe that her own brother willingly to do it. He wouldn't, or he would have not done, or he could have not done it, but because of bottom of his heart says that he chose to do it because it was the right thing to make everyone. So when Inko and Natasha went to see what was going on in the back of their house, they see Zumi holding her own brother's dead body. As they know Zuko sacrificed his own life to save, or to basically get everyone's quirks back into their own bodies. So Zumi, so they basically put him in the cemetery. Yeah. As dear lies, Zuko Midoriya. So that was brutal part. So, but I probably came out great. So yeah, Zuko ends up basically. So he didn't, or he did have a peaceful death, basically. So the quirk doctor, after the whole funeral thing, Zuko's. So the quirk doctor hired a bunch of his, like, nomus to, like, dig up Zuko's grave. I know that's morbid, but that seems wrong. To pick up, or to, like, pick up, or no, actually, to, like, dig up somebody's grave that they died twice. But Zuko's whose body is immortal, actually, because of how powerful he is. So then when the Nomus pick up Zuko's dead body and puts it on the quirk doctor's table, and he says, "You might be a fine work." As he just needs a quirk. Quirkless. And he needed a heart. So he has one in the refrigerator. Or freezer. So he puts it in. He stitches them back. Like, he fixes Zuko back up. And yeah. So, and they put him in the tank, and yeah, to transform him into a Nomu, the most powerfulest, dangerous one of them all. And his powers reacting to the quirks, and like basically evolving him into more than a Nomu, more than a human, into a like lord of the Nomus, higher than anyone. As Zuko's, yeah. So he was, or so his memories and his soul, or so his memories went into his soul, and all were one. So then yeah. So now, as Overhaul Home tells the Nomu Deku to take care of his and run and with him. So then, yeah. So then the heroes got up. Zumi was there. Muriel got to there first, as he does see Zuko's as he like comes in with a haymaker. Bam! No way. As All Might, or as Muriel says, no way. How did you? The quirk doctor offered him to me. As a gift. As Muriel, whose tears, he knows that Zuko died twice. as Zumi, or as Zaku, or as the Mirio says, "How dare you!" Well, bam! As he hits Mirio with enough force, like punched him in the chest and all that stuff. As the Nomu grabs Mirio's leg, tosses him, sending him backwards. So then the Zumi, Mr. Izawa, and Midnight went through. And when all of them looked at All for One first, but then Zumi looks over and he couldn't believe it. As she collapsed when she saw her own. As Eraserhead's like, "What's wrong?" That Nomu, who looks so much like my brother, because he is your brother. So the good doctor, Herm, reanimated his corpse to become his prime. And this is the result of what would have happened if everyone was reincarnated back into the land of the living. And when I was making this video, I realized, hold on. Then I realized that I'm making my own version of my zombie apocalypse academia version after I was making this script. So, and happy early Halloween thing. If you're watching this on Halloween, happy Halloween. If you're watching this in December, happy Christmas. Or Merry Christmas. Or any other holidays I forgot. So now let's continue. Zuko ends up basically, or so All for One says, Zuko, as Zuko comes in with a haymaker, as Mr. Ozawa grabs Zuko's hand or arm, and with his cloth, or scarf, and holds him in place. As so then Zumi looks over, and she's still she can't believe she can't believe the villains used her own brother's dead body for their gain. So Ares ends up Ares knows that she's a good person, and she actually went to she ran to Zumi, and she knows that when she knew that Zumi was still in shock about how So then, yeah, Zuko, his soul went back into his body. So Zuko went back, so his soul went back into his body as his first words were, "Zumi, is that you?" As his eyes went from looking like that color, he went back to like looking like that color. Zumi, is that you? As Zumi sees her own brother talking. Yes, I'm here, brother. How? As he... Why am I tied up? As he looks around, and Mr. Aizawa could sense Zuko is fully back into his own body. Honey? As he's wondering what just happened. After he... So they let him go. As... Yeah. So Zuko looks over at Overhaul. As Overhaul tells Zuko to, like, go attack them. As the... Zuko's had an obedience chip in back of his neck. Because as it shocks him, as he hits Azumi, sending him flying. As Sir Nine Eyes knows that, as he tells Mr. Zawa to, like, go, because or actually he tells Mirio to, like, go and rip the obedience chip out of Zuko's behind his neck. That's as Mirio says on it. As he's running right up to Zuko and grabs the obedience chip and rips it right out. Without causing any physical damage. So yeah. So then Zuko's is back and ready to have some action. So yeah. And Zuko looks over at Overhaul and he says, "Let me deal with them." As he did look at Mr. Aizawa, as he launches himself like a rocket at Overhaul. At Overhaul's trying to give out commands to him, but then out of nowhere, well, bam! As he gets hit in the face by the Zuko's raging fists. As he uses his powers. However, so then after the Overhaul thing, when the Zumi called Inko, when she called Inko, her mother, to tell her the good good news and the bad news. Good news is that we have, or actually, my brother came back from the dead. Bad news is that the villains turned him into a nomu. As Inko heard this, and so they go to at home, and Zuko's skin color did become back to normal. And yeah, like his skin color became back to normal size or normal color as she hugs him. As she can't believe that some villain used him as he remembers which doctor that they were talking about. As Isashi actually, after he got his powers back, he still was a pro hero, but when he was a teacher at UA, and when he got a call from his wife, and she told him everything about Zuko came back as a Nomu. As he walks into a bathroom, as some of the students were questioning why he's leaving. Be right back. Sorry, it's just as he steps out of the room and walks into the bathroom, as he's just when he heard Zuko's voice, as it was good to hear his voice, as Ochaku doesn't know the Zuko came back from the dead, so and so yeah. So then he ends up basically, or Zuko ends up basically, or Asashi says, "Who reanimated you?" The Quark Doctor, as he says quietly to him through the phone. As the Quark Doctor, as Asashi hits a wall with enough force, as he says, "Dang it! That stupid Quark Doctor should pay for what he'd done." And as he's trying to calm himself down, it's good to hear you, and yeah, so let's hang out, okay? Sure. So then after he hangs up, and Asashi went back to class. Sorry about that, guys. Or sorry about that, students. As let's say Ochako was in that class, and with Bakugo, Tenya Ida, and the rest of them, and when Asashi, or when all of them What made you so upset? Or like when you heard something? Oh, Zuko's back. And when they heard that, when, yeah, see how long this video took. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry. So when Ochako heard that Zuko is back from the dead, Hen heard, and she's like so happy to hear that, yeah, stuff like that. But then craziest stuff happens a lot. Like, AKA, the, him, yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to piece the words together. Zuko ends up, so after school, all the students went to see, to visit with Zuko. And Zuko was yeah, as Bakugo, Ochako, and everybody agrees that he needs to stop dying on them. So, but one faithful. So after that, Ochako did get married to Zuko, and the Zuko ends up. So before, so many nomus popped out of hiding, but instead of attacking humans, they just see Zuko as the king or lord, and they made a kingdom. And Zuko's the mortal lord, immortal human. So, yeah, he died 3 times in this What If. So, yeah. First time that they thought was from the explosion, but then, yeah. Second time, he died for like ripping out his own heart. And to give everybody back their quirks. And then all that stuff. And the third time, or technically it would be 2 times. Because, yeah. So, yeah. And so Ochako became a queen of the nomus. And, yeah. She loves Zuko, man. So, please leave a like, share, subscribe. And they did have a kid, but I will not say who it will be. But, yeah. Peace out, Cub Scouts, and peace.